Hey, what's up, guys? I decided to make another video, this time on the live action One Piece show. I've mentioned this in other videos, but I've never really watched One Piece. I've watched like the first 20 episodes, maybe like actually like 10 years ago, something like that. I literally only got up to the part that's in the show where the butler's poisoning the Eris chick. So I haven't really checked it out. The show's been out for a while, but I was like, I don't know. I've been hearing more about it with like season two, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. Why am I not watching it? Because I don't know. I wanted to check it out, and I think I've severely underestimated One Piece. I think, like, of course, it's got to be a good show to get like 1,000 episodes, but like, that's one of the reasons I didn't watch. It's like it has like 1,000 episodes, like all this, all that. Like it takes, there's a lot, basically, and sometimes things like that feel too daunting to start. Um, I don't know. It's just like kind of like a mental thing I have where it's like it feels like a lot. I don't know, but um, so I decided to check this out, and this shit was absolutely peak, man. I haven't seen many other live action adaptations. Well, I have seen a few. The Angel Heart TV show, the City Hunter movies, various, the Netflix one. And I watched some of the show. What is it? The some of the Death Note show, and I saw the Death Note movie, the American one, when it came out originally, but I basically remember nothing about it. So and usually everyone talks about like, oh, Netflix adaptation, this, like it's like saying it's gonna be dog shit, and a lot of the time it is. I'm not gonna like defend Netflix on that. Um, or like how do you adapt something like this? And I genuinely think that like this is the best you could have done, and it just feels like these people respect the source material, they stick with it, they work with the author, and it's just like so fucking refreshing than these assholes who think like, oh, I can do better. Like, no, you fucking can't. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like the amount of times I've heard stories about like, oh, the author sent in notes and they ignored them. It's like, no, fuck you. Like you're shit, and then your shit's gonna come out and it's gonna fail, and you deserve it. But like so it's like especially with it being Netflix and everything. I remember everyone was like, when it was coming out, oh, it's gonna be bad. It's not gonna be that good. And then when it came out, I heard it was good. But once again, I just wasn't interested in One Piece. It felt like I don't know. It was just kind of like, I don't really care. But like I said, just like a few days ago, I just decided to check it out. I wanted something to watch, and shit's amazing. So getting into it, basically, um, I just want to say I love how anime accurate it is. No matter if it looks somewhat goofy in live action, I still love it. They still manage to hit emotional parts. Things feel real. They feel good. The action is fucking incredible, and they do anime action so well. I love how like they have to add like those fucking what are those things like the I don't know, like something like that holds them in the air. Like how they do the Superman, the how it looks like he's flying over a green screen like that. Like they make him do jumps, and then they'll do that, so it's like he jumps really high. That's cool, like in a fight. And then there's like just some awesome action. Just like they didn't cheap out, I really think, on anything. Like I couldn't really pick anything where I'm like, they felt like I feel like I don't know exactly what happened, like to the point where it was like, or like even budgetary wise, it's like, how the fuck did you do this? Because a lot like the show just sounds too daunting to really to be in live action. It's like, first of all, it's an insanely long story. It's still not over yet. Second of all, it's in another world, pirates, ships, all this shit, um, stuff like that. So it's kind of like, how are they gonna do that? And they just, I don't know, like it's so fucking good. Like most of it, like like practical effects and the stuff that they can't, do practically, it looks pretty good. Like Luffy's, like action scenes when he's stretching, actually look pretty cool. Like they actually look good, and I swear I don't think I've seen one look good before. Like I think like maybe in the Fantastic Four movie, but I can't really remember it that well. But it was just so good. It was so good, and the story just felt like really really good. I know that they rushed through a lot of stuff, but it doesn't feel like you're missing out on too much. Like, if you've watched the anime, I'm sure like there would be moments where like, oh, I wish this was in there or whatever. But for me, it felt like a complete story, not a complete story, obviously, but like a story that didn't cut like I didn't feel like it really cut anything. Um, I probably would have liked to see Garp and Luffy have like more of a conversation, something like that. That's probably my only criticism. Is just that like you see him in that one flashback with Luffy when he's a kid, Luffy, and then you see him like at the end when they meet, but you get like no real kind of thing. It almost seems like they weren't in the same filming location because they keep switching the camera to each of their faces, and it seems like they're never in the same shot. They are. I think I was looking and they were, but it just felt a little off to me with that. But yeah, I would have liked to have like a more conversation, something like that. Even if we didn't get more flashbacks, I just think that would have been cool. The music is fucking incredible. This is one of the shows where, like, there'll be like shows I watch or whatever, and you just don't notice the music. You're like, whatever. Um, you notice if it's bad, but like if it's good, you're kind of just like, whatever. But this shit slaps. Every fucking beat, song, like, shit slaps. Like, the theme when the villains pop up, the like, all this shit is so good. Like Buggy has his own theme, all this shit. It's so good. And like anytime, I don't know, like, God, the music is so good, and it really adds to the show, um, in such a nice way that like I don't want to say I wouldn't like the show if they didn't have this music, but it is like a huge like like in specific moments when the music is playing, it just makes it hit so much harder, man, and it's so good. And trying to think what else. Trying, yeah, I don't know, but like I said, they filmed a lot on location. You get everybody's backstory, which I did. I like the parallel at the end when they're doing the what was it like sending like the ship thing where they put their feet on the barrel, and they all like show their kid selves like in their dreams, and it all makes sense except for Usopp because he's never said what his dream was. Um, to them. Like everyone, it's like all connected by dreams and what they want to do, and I just think that that's something that I really like, and it's just cool, and also I don't really want to, I guess, complain. I just wish there was some more with Luffy and Zoro. Because there's that scene, where he fights Mihawk. Mihawk is awesome, by the way. I fuck with Mihawk. He looks awesome. First of all, like perfect, like in live action, and the actor is just fucking killing it. Um, and he gets injured, because he has to defeat the guy to become the world's greatest swordsman, whatever. But he's like, if I didn't do it, would you be disappointed in me? And it's like, and then he wakes up and he's like, I vow to serve you from now, like, to be with you from now till the end, like till we find the One Piece or die trying. And like, I like that. Like they all have a good group dynamic, but I just wish we got a bit more Luffy and Zoro together. Like, specific moments that it kind of felt like earned. I just feel like it didn't feel as earned. Where I'm like, you want them to be close, you want them to be like that, but it's like I just didn't feel like there were enough moments, um, for it to kind of get to that point where it's like, oh shit, like okay, like I think they did it like a lot better with even like with Nami, and like especially I mean with what happens with her, they had to do her pretty well, otherwise it just wouldn't have worked if there wasn't that connection there where you genuinely care about her. Like I said, I didn't see the anime, so I had no idea about her betrayal. I literally had no idea about that shit at all. Like I remember I thought that I heard that like because I'll hear things about the anime, like I think I heard that like maybe like that new character in season two, Nico Robin. I thought she betrayed them or something. Maybe she does. I don't know, but I thought that that's what happened. But if they did that with Nami, I don't know if they do that again with. a different character, but yeah, so Arlong is just fucking piece of shit, basically. Like, if he kind of let the shit go, where it was like, just take the 100 million and back off, it kind of would have been like, okay, like you're still a piece of shit, and I like still want to see you destroyed. But it's like, but you kept your word. It's like I'm so like fuck this dude, man. Like, I like how they don't give him too much like sympathy or whatever. It's like, yeah, the fishmen were mistreated, and all this stuff, but it's like it doesn't give you the right to do all these other things. It's just like I'm just glad that they didn't do it. Luffy has that moment where he's like, nobody should be forced to do anything they don't want to do. Everyone should be free, and it's like, yeah, they should be. And it's fucked up that that happened to the fisherman. But it's like you're killing all these innocent people, doing all this innocent shit. Nami's worked for you like relentlessly, for like what, like 8 years, 7 years, something like that, and we get fuck all. It's just like, are you kidding me, man? Like, I don't know, but like you piss me off, but like in a good way, where it's like, okay, I just couldn't stand that. I was like, I don't know. I feel like if someone else did the adaptation, they would have made it sound like he fucking had like, like they show his flashbacks that he had a reason for doing this. He was just jaded, and everyone is against the fish man, and he's right. But yeah, so that shit was cool, and then the fight scene at the end was pretty cool. I wish Luffy fought him and like beat him physically, like he kind of did, but kind of didn't. Like he destroyed the tower. I don't know if Arlong's dead. Probably not. It seems like they really don't kill off any villains in this show. Um, I kind of would like to see Luffy kill some people. Not like not everyone. Like those rare instances where it's like like someone like Arlong. It's like I'm not even talking about Buggy. I'm literally just talking about Arlong. So I would have liked to see something like that, and I know he gets stronger. I heard something about Gear 5. I literally have no idea what the fuck that is. I've seen the photo of him with the white hair and I think the red eyes, but I literally don't know. Um, but also just in general getting stronger because it's like he feels kind of weak not this season. Like, it is the beginning point of the story, so I do get that, and they do show it's kind of all about them like going on, it's about the adventure. It's not just about, getting the One Piece. Otherwise, they would have gotten the One Piece like a fucking thousand episodes ago. But um, so it's like I completely lost my train of thought. But yeah, it's just yeah. So it's like, oh, it's like them, progressing as characters and getting stronger. Zoro has to get stronger as a swordsman. Luffy has to get stronger. Like everyone, will get stronger. Usopp will get stronger. I mean, hopefully, because Usopp is like the weakest one out of like every like normal human, whatever. He's like the most normal like of them, like skill wise. So um, I just thought that like yeah, he's like compared to the other ones, he's pretty weak in comparison. But even then, it's just like he was having trouble fighting all these guys, and I just feel like I really want to see more of what Luffy can do, and I just want to see him beat ass, which he does to regular guys. I'm just saying, like something with Garp, it makes sense he couldn't defeat Garp or anything, but I still would like to see like improvement, and I assume that's what happens throughout the series. Um, Let me know if I should check out the series. I'm thinking about watching One Piece, not the whole show. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But let me know what you think. If so, I'm kind of interested, but I'm just not sure because the story like seems so good, and I'm just really enjoying the shit. But it just seems like I said, it's like a lot. It's a lot for me. Um, no. I can't put it into words. It feels like a big commitment. 'Cause it's like I can't watch another anime when I'm watching this. I just have this kind of thing. I don't know. But yeah. So let me see. You think if there's anything else? Sanji's fucking awesome. His relationship with I can't remember the guy's name. The chef guy. At first, you think the chef guy's kind of gonna be an asshole, like not a good guy, but then it turns out he is. Zeph, that's his name. It's crazy I can remember all these names because they're so fucking weird, right? like Anybody ever realize that Monkey D. Luffy's name, his first name is Monkey? Like, because they always call him Luffy, which makes sense, but it's like, damn, bro, like, his first name is literally Monkey. Um, but yeah, so Sanji was just awesome. I fuck with Sanji. Uh, I'm trying to think what else. I can't really think of too much else. Um, I don't know. I also heard in One Piece, there's not really any romance or anything like that, and I kind of fuck with that. So that's a bit disappointing. Like can't we get some Naruto type shit where it's like on in the background? Not the main focus, but it's there. It's back there. That's something I would like to see. I know we probably won't. 'Cause I don't know. I hear a lot of things about like stuff the author says, but I can't explicitly remember now. But um, I would like to see some romance going on here. Uh, I'm trying to think what else here. Oh, I liked Kobe and also that guy who Zoro cut up his hair and fucked him up. He's like an asshole, but by the end of the series, I was kind of like, you know what? I kind of like this guy. Like, I like it where yeah, he's annoying and he's a piece of shit and he's like very bitch made basically, you know. But then eventually, he's actually, I think he's gonna like surpass his father. Um, I mean, he says like at the end he wants to like become a swordsman, like to show Zoro, he's not the only one that can wield swords. But there is no way in hell that motherfucker ever beats Zoro ever. It's like first of all, like it's his dream to become the world's greatest swordsman. So eventually, like he can't do that. I also like with that, by the way, with the world's greatest swordsman, that you know who it is. It's like okay, it's Mihawk. Mihawk is the guy, right? And it's just like a well defined kind of thing where you're knowing, okay, this is who this is. Um, he's the goal, right? He's who you have to defeat. With all the other stuff, it's like, we don't know where this stuff is. We don't, like, oh, I want to find the all blue. Um, is that the only one? Is that is that the only one? The only one besides the One Piece where it's like we don't know where it is? I guess so. But uh, yeah, that's it. But it's a set goal basically, where it's like something where it's like, okay, you can see it. So once you defeat him, you're the world's greatest swordsman, essentially. And the way that they introduce Mihawk, which I'm like glazing Mihawk, but Mihawk is so fucking cool, dude. Like just the actor too, like he kills it, man. Like when he slices the boat in two, that's some shit I fuck with. Like, cause there are like stuff like in this show where it's like Arlong flips over a house or something like that. But there's not as much like crazy action where, which I get, like where it's like shit's exploding and everything's going everywhere. It's like only like the final, Arlong fight when Luffy like kicks his foot through the air and then slams the guy back down and destroys the whole tower. Is that kind of like an anime moment where like where they show their power like that? Um, like, but Mihawk is like the only one where they just show him like doing like anime shit. Like I said, cutting the boat in half, cutting the bullet in half, like shit, like way overpowered shit. So I just would like to see a little bit more of that. I know that's probably like expensive for the budget, basically. Um, which is why they don't do it as much, but but they still do a pretty good job where they're like, yeah, they are more than human. They feel like they're stronger. When Luffy is punching those cinder blocks out and stuff like that, or like like I said, kicking his foot through the thing, you're like, okay, he's above that, right? Um, trying to think what else here. I can't really think of too much. I keep saying that, but I just want to make sure I say everything because I really, really like this show, and I don't want to make like post this video and then be like, "Oh, I forgot to say something." It was so good, and I said I don't know if I mentioned this. I watched it twice. I just finished watching it the second time, and it's still so fucking good. I'm so excited to see season two. I'm glad I kind of waited though, because then um, I don't have to wait as long for season two. But I'm just like I kind of want to watch the anime now, but like I said, it's just such a big investment for me. I don't know, uh, but I just feel like I severely underrated One Piece and kind of not disrespected it, but just didn't give it what it deserves. Where I know it's this long show and it's like one of the big ones, and it's like I've only kind of been looking at it as like, okay, it's this long show. It's not like why is it long? Why does it deserve to be this long? Why does it deserve to keep going? What keeps people so invested? And I just really fuck with that. Like it's so interesting. It's like the guy never finds fucking One Piece, in 1,000 episodes or like 100 manga volumes or whatever. And what keeps people so interested? When you hear that, you're kind of like, what the fuck? But it's all about the like adventure and all that shit. And I fuck with that. I fuck with that a lot. Um, Also, I just love pirates. Pirates are cool as fuck. But yeah, uh, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, let me know if I should actually like watch the show now, if I should watch original or if I should watch One Piece. Just let me know. Like, is it worth all this investment? Like, is this story something that I don't know? Like, just something that's like special. Like, I assume it is for a lot of people. I don't know. Just watching this show kind of gave me a taste of what everyone says about this. Because I've heard people say like the show doesn't get good till like episode 300 or whatever, and it's like at that point I'm like kind of like fuck this. Like, what am I? I'm not spending 300 episodes watching some bullshit. But I don't think I think people like that don't like Luffy are saying that. I don't know. I'm making a lot of assumptions here, but it's just like I like Luffy, so I don't have any problems. But anyway, I'm gonna try to stop rambling on here. Uh, Good show. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Let me know what you think of One Piece, what you think of the anime or the live action. I actually want to show this off real quick before I end the video because I don't know if I'm gonna make a video on it, but I ended up getting this from All the Anime, so it's imported. This is I'm Quitting Heroing, underrated show, very good. I don't think I made a video about it, but it's a really good anime and I checked it out. Um, but anyway, that's about it. Peace.